bit here. You're seeing the new traffic lights on Park Terrace. This intersection has always been a little dangerous. A lot going on here. The Farlanders have wanted a traffic light here for a long time. They got one. It's an interesting system. I got it on eBay from an outfit called We Honest. Believe it or not. It's a well done system. It comes with a circuit board that can support up to 4 signal lamps plus pedestrian crossing lights if you want those. You can get those too. And there are a number of variations of signal poles, etc., that are available, and they all run off the same controller. The controller can be configured into about 8 different modes. They have signaling for North America, Northern Europe, Southern Europe, Asia, the UK. I have mine set on mode 4 for the UK right now. Yeah, it's really easy to set up. I had no problems with it whatsoever. I have 3 signal poles with two signal light systems on each one. There were 4 that came in the kit, and I didn't use the 4th. If I had known I was going to put traffic signals in this intersection in the beginning, I probably would have designed it a little bit differently. But, you know, I'm adapting. The one thing I'll say for these signals is that they all mount on poles that sit on the right-hand side of the road, and that is not really appropriate for the UK, but I've tried to make it work. I think it works okay. So that's one thing that new that I've added. The other thing, and I spent about 10 days working on this next project. This took about a day, a modeling day, which is about 4 hours for me. So I'm going to move the camera, so hang on. This is not the original Farm house. This is a new one that I made. I just completed it recently. This is the old one, but the windows were solid. They were just painted on there, kind of indentations. So I built a sort of a copy, more or less. The windows are in approximately the same places. The doors are roughly the same. Roof line is the same. It's a bit different roof. The original had, I think they were trying to represent tiles, and I opted for slate instead. A kind of a slate roof. Somewhere between slate and shingles, I guess. Meant to represent slate, although I chose irregular shaped shingles or slates just to make it look more interesting, so that they weren't all exactly the same as you frequently see on slate roofs. Well, they start out exactly the same, but over the years, you know, with chipping and weathering and so on, they become a little less regular. And because it now has actual windows, I can put some lighting in it, and I plan to do that after a bit. I spent so many days and hours working on the house that I got to the point where I didn't really want to look at it anymore for a little while. So I've set it aside. It's sitting on the layout. It's very happy over there. Fits in nicely. When I built the house, I built the basic structure out of this 60 mil styrene. And then I covered it with this Green Stuff World plastic card sheets. Brick wall, 1.2 millimeter. It's 1 to 72 scale, but I thought it looked pretty good, and it was the closest thing I could find to the original brick that was on the other house. And I clad the structure with this when I was done. One other thing I have discovered when cutting out square openings, I've found that this punch is really handy. Because it'll cut square holes. So you drill a hole and get it in there, and then you could just nibble it out, and they're square. Not a real high quality tool or anything, but it's really been handy for windows and things like that. And I think it would punch card just as easily as it does plastic. Nibbles it right out. It makes a nice square hole. The windows I used were these Tichy Train Group windows. If you're not familiar with these guys, they really make a great selection of pieces and parts for scratch building. It comes with pre-cut glazing. You have to peel the backing off of it, but pretty handy. And they already have adhesive on them, although I wouldn't trust it. You'd want to add a little of your own, little canopy glue or something. And essentially, those are the only new things on the layout in the last few weeks.